Let's get straight into the tutorial without a super long introduction. I'm going to start with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream to prep my skin. This is an incredible moisturizer and keeps your skin looking dewy throughout the day, and it's perfect for a look like this. We are recreating the stunning Deepika Padukone's Oscars 2023 look today. Now I'm using the Tatcha Silk Peony Melting Eye Cream to moisturize under my eyes. So when you apply that foundation or concealer, it's going to go really smooth under the eyes and will not cake up. While we are at it, let's not forget our lips. And for that, I'm going to be using the Pixi Vitamin C Lip Brightener to condition my lips. For that extra hydration and dewiness on my skin, I'm going to be using the Pure Canvas Perfecting Primer. This is by Laura Mercier. This is a super lightweight skin perfecting as well as brightening primer, and it evens out the skin tone and creates that perfect flawless canvas. And because it's so lightweight, it has a breathable formula which I absolutely love, and it not only enhances your makeup but it's also good for your skin. And that's because it's infused with green tea extract as well as vitamin C, and it keeps your skin looking young and fresh, and it feels really good on the skin. For foundation, I wanted to use something that was lightweight but would give me flawless full coverage. And for that, I'm going to be using the KVD Good Apple Full Coverage Foundation, and I'm using the shade Tan 63. This is a lightweight full coverage serum foundation that blends and bends with skin for a natural seamless finish. One thing with this foundation is they claim it's transfer proof, but it isn't really transfer proof. So that doesn't bother me too much because I'm going to be using a setting spray anyway to seal my makeup and lock it in, and that way it becomes transfer proof. What I personally love about this foundation, it gives you a natural finish. It's very lightweight, but at the same time, it gives you full coverage. Using the Milani Concealer in the shade 145, which is a true match to my skin tone, I'm going to cover up my dark circles as well as use it to conceal some of those dark patches that I have around my mouth. I like to let the concealer dry just a little bit. When it is tacky, when you blend it out, it gives you more coverage. And while it's drying out, I'm going to contour my face. I'm going to be using the Westman Atelier Face Trace Contour Stick in the shade Truffle. Her face looked pretty bronzy, so I'm going to be using this in the hollows of my cheekbones and in the circumference of my face, as well as to contour my nose to get that chisel look while it brings back some of that warmth back in my face. Did you watch the Oscars? Let me know in the comment section below. And I was so proud. India was up there. It shone at the 95th Academy Awards. If you haven't heard, Natu Natu from RRR won Best Original Song, and The Elephant Whisperers won the Best Documentary Short Film. And I was jumping with joy. And of course, Deepika Padukone was one of the presenters. She looked so classy in that Louis Vuitton gown, the black one where she was presenting. And then she changed into this beautiful Naeem Khan outfit, the one that I'm showing you here. It was a purplish pink outfit, and she did an electric blue liner with it. She stood out from the crowd. Both the looks were absolutely stunning, and she rocked the show. Now that the concealer is a little bit tacky and dry, it's time to blend it out, and that way it gives me more coverage. If you try to blend it out immediately after applying it, and if you don't wait for it to dry a little bit, then the tools that you use, whether it's a brush or a sponge that you use to blend out the concealer, might absorb some of that product because it's so loose, it's not dry. So it's always a good idea to let it dry just a tad bit before you blend it out if you want more coverage. Now that we're done with concealing the uneven skin tone with a concealer that's a true match to the skin tone, I'm going to use a lighter shade of concealer now to highlight my face. When you use a lighter shade of concealer, it brings forward some of your features. So in videos and pictures especially, it looks fantastic. Now you may ask me, why do I have to use two different shades of concealers? I could have just used the lighter shade of concealer. Well, the simple answer to that is, if you use a lighter shade of concealer over your dark circles or patches, they have a blue undertone. So it's going to mix with that blue undertone and start looking ashy. So it's always important to correct those dark patches and uneven skin tone first, and then use a lighter shade over it if you want to highlight. For that super light blush, I'm going to be using the Soft Pinch Liquid Blush by Rare Beauty in the shade Happy. And I look pretty happy there. And before this dries down, I'm going to be using the Rare Beauty Prime and Set Mist before I set my face with powder. This is going to melt all of the products that I've used on my face and give me more of a skin-like finish. Now I'm using the Refi Skin Finish water-based loose setting powder only in areas where I highlighted my face. Because her highlights and the chisel is so strong, I'm going to let it bake. So I'm going to let it sit on my face till I finish up my eye makeup, and then I'm going to dust it off. And for that reason, I'm purposely using the Skin Finish water-based loose setting powder. What this does is while it's highlighting my face, it helps to reduce the look of pores and it helps to fix and lock the makeup. And because this is a water-based powder, which is so unique, as soon as you apply it, you get the instant cooling effect. And while this is setting my face, let's focus on brows and eyes. Using the Kosas Air Brow Clear Gel, I'm going to feather out my brows just like what she has. And then to fill it in, I'm going to be using the Precisely My Brow Brow Pencil by Benefit Cosmetics, and I'm using the shade 4.5. She had thick and fluffy brows, but not necessarily overfilled, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on as well. That's pretty much it on the brows, and I'm going to be using the brush that I used to blend out my concealer. There's going to be some residue left on it, so I'm going to use that to even out the skin tone on my lids. What she has here is a brown smoky eye, and then she has a beautiful electric eyeliner. In every news or media outlet that I saw, they called it an electric eyeliner. They did not specify if she had glitter, but I'm going to be doing the glitter version of this. That's because I think she has glitter in her eyeliner. Let me know what you think. Using this beautiful enchanting palette by Cuffs and Lashes, I'm going to first dip into this deep brown shade, and I'm going to simply swipe it across my lid as well as blend it out at the crease using a blending brush. The one that I'm using is from Milani Cosmetics. And then I'm going to swipe this across my lower lash line first with a blending brush, and then I'm going to stamp it closer to my lashes using a flat definer brush. While the blending brush will give it a more diffuse look, the flat definer brush will help to deepen it right under the lashes. Now her eyeliner is big and thick. I have hooded eyes, so if I try to do a regular winged liner like hers, it's going to interfere with my hood and it's going to look distorted, especially in the outer corner. So here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be using the Inglot Gel Liner with a flat liner brush. Looking straight in the mirror, I'm going to pull out a wing in the outer corner and go over my hood. So when I lift my hood, you'll see a small gap there. I'm going to join that gap and that becomes a bat wing liner. And then I'm going to go parallel to my lash line. So now even if I keep my eyes open, you can still see the big wing in the outer corner because we went over the hood. Using this cobalt shade, I'm going to fill in the liner. I like to do this before I use the glitter over this. That way, in case there's any sparse areas, you can see through it and you still see a cobalt shade as opposed to my skin. Although I'm going to be using pressed glitter, I'm still going to be using a glitter base today because we're working in a very narrow area. And the base that I'm going to be using is from Mamacita Cosmetics. I'm just going to apply it in small sections before I use the glitter right on top of it. As you can see, it becomes so much more easier when you use a base. The glitter is so much more controlled in that area. Of course, if you're working in a bigger area like your entire lid, you don't really need an adhesive or a base. But because this area that we are working in is so small, I would recommend using one. And this is a peel off glitter base, which means after it's dry, it's very easy to peel and pull off the base. That way there's no residue of glitter left on the lid. And there we have it. Even when I keep my eye open, you can still see the gorgeous wing. I'm going to curl my lashes before I use a mascara. The mascara that I'm going to be using is the Jane Iredale Longest Lash Thickening and Lengthening Mascara. She probably has false lashes, but I'm going to tweak the look a little bit and I'm going to just stick with mascara because I don't want to use lashes to cover up either my lid space or the beautiful liner. Now it's time to dust off all that powder that I have on my face from baking before I move on to the lips. Instead of using a lip liner, I've found more luck in using a brow pencil as a lip liner. So I'm going to be using the House Labs The Edge Precision Brow Pencil in the shade 13, which is Cinnamon. I like the fact that this has a finer tip, so my lip liner is not going to bleed. And for that beautiful mauve lipstick, I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place lipstick in a mauve moment. And I personally don't like that lip liner to be separated out from the lipstick, so I'm going to use a brush to blend them out. Last but not least, to get that beautiful glow, I'm going to be using my personal favorite highlighter. This is my collaboration with Ofra Cosmetics, and the highlighter is called Flash. A little goes a long way. As you can see, it's super pigmented, so I'm applying it and I'm going to pat it down with a powder puff. And this is a universal shade, so it goes well with any skin tone. That's it on the makeup. I love the way it turned out. And now for the hair, she had a high messy bun. Super easy to do. It's been a couple days since I even washed my hair. So this is the perfect hairstyle. I'm going to start with teasing my hair very lightly in front just to add a little bit of volume. And then I'm going to tie a high ponytail. I'm not even going to use a comb or a brush to brush it up. I'm just using my fingers because this is going to be a messy high bun. And then I'm loosening up my hair just a tad bit in front before I knot my hair. There's no set rules on how you have to knot your hair. I'm just knotting it as usual, and I'm going to pin it in the back with a bobby pin. Although I like the messy look, I'm going to clean up just the flyaways with the Moroccan Oil Luminous Hairspray. This is medium strength, so I'm using just a tad bit, again brushing everything with my fingers. While I do that, I'm also loosening up my hair in front just a tad bit. That way it doesn't look very proper and it still looks a little messy. That's pretty much it on the hair and makeup. Then it was time to accessorize. So I tried on a few earrings that I had shortlisted. Some were long, some were shorter, some looked like her, some didn't. But I settled for these. I absolutely love these. They look very red carpet. And then I decided to add a little bit of shine to my décolleté using the Flash highlighter. I think that adds a really nice glow, and here is the finished look. This look is so unique. It's the kind of look that'll make you stand out in the crowd. There's the pinks and the purples with the electric blue eyeliner. So there's a mismatch, but at the same time, it's all well put together and looks so classy. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so comment below and let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, as always, please don't forget to thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Check out the description box for all my social media links in case you plan to follow me there. And to view all the products that I use, you just have to click on that view products link that's embedded within this video. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon with a brand new one. Bye guys.